former Memphis property manager is charged with stealing from his own tenants, and it's not just a property manager, he's a pastor.
Pastor Antonio Woodard is accused of forging thousands of dollars in money orders that should have gone to rent.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit y'all another video. Hope y'all are having a very great day. Hope y'all are having a very great week. Also, my day is going absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to all the channel members, all the subscribers of the Trey King Show family. Much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Tennessee by way of Memphis. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Tennessee, everybody in the great city of Memphis. But we have a pastor who decided, yes, to turn to the dark side like he was Darth Vader off the movie Star Wars. Now, one thing about turning to the dark side is that you must be aware that sometimes you can come back, but sometimes you may not can come back. But hopefully, Pastor Antonio Woodard, a.k.a. Tony Woodard, can redeem himself. You might be asking, for those who haven't heard this story, and once again, I want to apologize for my tardiness. I'm a little late with this story, but guess what, though? Like my grandma used to say, it's always better late than what? Yes, never, for those who was raised right. But anyway, now, one thing I understand about these stories, about these pastors, even though I don't do them as much as I used to, you got a lot of other YouTubers riding my coattail and everything like they can do it like the king, but they can't do it like the king. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be down with the king. Now, one thing I will say is this. I used to go hard on these pastors for a certain reason. And that one reason is this right here. Is because you're supposed to be a man of the cloth. You're supposed to be held to a higher standard. Now, I know some of y'all might be thinking, well, Trey, pastor is just a man too. Pastor is just a human being just like you are. And see, that type of thinking will lead your ass straight to hell. Now, for those who are wondering, who are not privy to the story, and who have not heard the background as to what happened in this case of Pastor Tony Woodard, a.k.a. the ex-property manager for the Washington Manor Apartments in South Memphis. And for those of you who stay in the South Memphis area, you are very familiar with that area. Now, what Tony Woodard did was the fact that he not only took these low-income tenants' money, but he was also falsifying all kinds of documents. And he did this all the way from 2019 up until his ass was caught last year in 2020. And everything has been brought to the light a few weeks ago. And that's why we have this story right here also. And also what's sad is that you had all these people paying their rent and everything, even though Tony Woodard was keeping the money to himself, cashing the money or signing them off to himself. That way he can deposit all the damn money into his said account or however he was getting the money. But one thing stuck out to me more than anything, and thanks to Miss Trey Moran, the new property manager of Washington Manor Apartments, we have some information. And she says this right here, that it was one tenant. You might be saying, was it an older man? No. Was it a church member? We don't know. But one thing we do know is that she had a cookie. Yes, she was a female, and she stayed in that apartment rent-free, racking up $5,000 some, and also a $1,400 utility bill. Now, you know damn well, either she was giving some good top or she was dropping it like it's hot. But anyway, I'm not going to tear it too long with this story like they say in church. I'm going to read a quick snippet, and I'm going to give my opinion. All of it. Surely, as we go. Property manager / pastor accused of doing what? Yes, stealing rent. And you know what the old folks used to say? If you lie, you will cheat. If you cheat, you will also steal. I guess all that is in play for Tony Woodard. Anyway, now this story is out of Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis, I know you all going through a lot right now, dealing with a senseless killing, dealing with the rapper Young Dolph getting murdered, and also these heifers all around Memphis, Tennessee, setting people up left and damn right. I mean, damn, fellas, be careful. Christians, be careful also. Anyway, now a former Memphis property manager has been charged with stealing thousands of dollars that should have gone to pay rent for his tenants. And he's not just a property manager, but he's also a pastor. You might be saying, well, Trey, where's this damn church at? Yes, the church is in Cordova. The church is called Living for a Purpose Christian Church. And guess what? They have a prayer conference tonight. For those of you all who need prayer and want to pay $60 for some damn prayer, you take your butt right down there to Cordova to Living for a Purpose Church. And guess what? They will lay hands on you and they will pray for you. But I'm not sure if your prayers will get answered or whatnot. So be careful. You'll do better off just praying for your damn self. Anyway, now thanks to Miss Trey Moran, because she's the one that broke this story out. Anyway, Ms. Trey Moran took over as property manager of the Washington Manor Apartments in South Memphis. Just what? Yes, last year. She said while reviewing the financial books she discovered concerning inconsistencies. And have you ever looked at something and you had some concerning doubts, or you seen some kind of inconsistencies? I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, like I just said yesterday. So pretty much, if you see something that ain't right, evidently, when you take a closer look at it, guess what? That shit ain't right. So make sure you check your damn financial statements, especially if you over any kind of business or apartments or whatnot. Because guess what? If the shit goes left, it may just fall down on you. Anyway, through an investigation, she said they found former property manager Antonio Woodard would accept residents' payments and then cash it for himself. Now, that don't sound like a man of God, Tony Woodard, a.k.a. Pastor Woodard, but who was this one female that you didn't charge for rent or for utilities? You charged everybody else in this big-ass apartment complex except for one damn person. We want to know who the hell she was, because I'm sure your wife, and I'm not going to say your wife's name, but I'm sure Miss L will want to know also. Now, I'm not accusing you of having sexual relations with this woman like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, but one thing I will say is this right here. It's very suspect that you would charge all these low-income people, take their money, and even the older people, you would take their money, you know what I'm saying, lie, cheat, and scam on them. But one female wasn't taken advantage of, evidently not in the financial department, maybe in the sexual department, allegedly. Anyway, now, Ms. Jeray Moran says this: for him to have done this to residents, there's a special place in hell for him. She said. That's what Ms. Jeray said, not what Trey said. Because one thing about the Trey King Show, I want you all to understand, is that we do not lie on people. We do not speculate on people. We speak number what? Facts all day, every day, like my people in St. Louis say. So for those of you who say, well, Trey, well, maybe that's not happening. Well, you know what? We getting it straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, damn, do you have the money order receipts to prove that it wasn't true? But, you know, I mean, why in the hell, number one, would you sit up here and put yourself in that kind of position to get caught up knowing that you was a public figure, knowing that you was a pastor, and knowing that quite a few people know you? So why take a chance of ruining your reputation just for some damn buckety bucks? That's all I want to know right there. I mean, you got to practice what you preach, like the great Barry White said. You know what I'm saying? If people would just do that, the world would be a much better place. And for those of you who are going to say that this is the reason why people don't go to church, true, it's a lot of reasons why people don't go to church. But guess what, though? You go to church for your own salvation, for your own self, and get to know God personally. And true, sometimes you may not have to go to church to get to know him personally. But your relationship, your walk with God is your personal relationship and walk with God. You see what I'm saying? No two people have the same walk in this life, especially when it's come to dealing with Christ. Now, if you want a fellowship, yes, like the good book says, where two or more are joined, I will be in the midst, or gathered, however it says it. But it says more like that. You know what I'm saying? Where two people are at, I will be in the midst. But one thing I will say is this, is that you must be careful of the people that you listen to. And number one, don't let your faith waver, because one thing about it, as you live, you must die one day. So you want to make sure that when you leave this earth, that you go into a proper place. So don't sit up here and look at these stories from these preachers. True, sometimes it be funny. It's true, sometimes it be sad. But one thing about it, you must understand this right here, is that everybody that profess they are a man of God or a woman of God, it's not a child of God. So remember that also. But also, it says this too, in closing. The news station reached out to Mr. Woodard by phone Tuesday. He said that he needed to consult with his lawyers before issuing a comment. But did you have to consult with your lawyer before you stole them damn people money? That's what I want to know right there. What was the lawyer at when all this was going on? Now we need a damn lawyer. I mean, damn. And also it says this in closing. As for the residents impacted, the company has wrote off all their debts. So that's a good thing, because he could have did like a lot of other places and just pretty much, you know what I'm saying, held this against them people and said, well, look, it's not our fault. But it's a good thing they took responsibility. The Washington Manor Apartments took responsibility and wrote their debts off. And hopefully everybody can go on with their life. But this goes to show you why you must be careful who in the hell you listen to. You see what I'm saying? And I know Tony Woodard right now sitting somewhere looking at this video or other videos of him and saying, guess what, you all? He saw the best in me when everyone else around only seen the worst in me. Anyway, I'll leave you all with that. Tell me what you think about the video. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also, share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed. You all have a great day. And guess what? Keep your money close by your side. Keep God in your heart. And most of all, keep your ass tight. And I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.